Now, the last time we left off with Stuttering John, we had mentioned that he was ending his association with the Dabbleverse. He had his swan song. We did an interview, him and I, on Tuesday. Then he went on Cardiff show Tuesday night. He got very drunk on there. We documented that. And then he said, that's it. I'm all done with any of this nonsense. And he does his political show on Wednesday, like he always does. And then what happens on Thursday?
It was sad to see him go. Next topic.
Yeah, and that's it.
So he comes back on Thursday with his boy DG, the guy Dave.
Yeah.
And he decides that he's going to highlight my cow bikini pic that Vinny sent him and really hammer me hard.
That one's the most pleasant.
Hey, Carla.
Hey, Carl.
So he has it as his background, my cow bikini pic. That was a consequence for the creep off. And he's very proud of it. He spent the first 5 minutes trying to position it, like things he could have done before he hit record.
Right.
And it was very embarrassing. He just proved he has no idea what he's doing. But then he finally just settles on having it right here.
I thought he was going to text you for help.
He might have. I was busy at this time, but
That one's the most pleasant.
Hey, Carla.
yeah, Mike.
I'll say, credit to you for going. It's like an embarrassing. I'd be embarrassed if there was a picture like me. But you play along with the bit. But John is acting like this is leaked footage that only he has.
I know.
The bit he's doing doesn't make any sense.
That's what's insane about this. And actually, somebody sent me this photo of John when he's wearing the Borat one piece when he was on the Tonight Show. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, he was also in on the joke here, just like I was in on the joke with this.
Right.
This was a consequence for the creep off. It's on our Instagram page. This isn't something where he's like, oh, I'm glad Vinny sent me this because he caught Carl cross-dressing one day.
And
It's like,
that's
I'm
the
on a stage, there's lightning there. It was done by a professional photographer. It was a whole fucking production.
The frustrating thing about John is if you did show that picture of him, he'd be like, well, that was for a show.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah, John, that's the
I
point
know.
we're making.
I get it, yes.
That one's the most pleasant.
Hey, Carla.
Hey, Carl.
Hey, Carla. Nice outfit. Hey, Carla.
I even explained to you why I had to wear a cow bikini, which is one of the coolest reasons that I have to wear a cow bikini. The review girl on my show. Anyway, he's such a fucking moron.
No, he wasn't having it, man.
He wasn't having it.
So as you know, we are going to dissect what went on. And the reason why, Dave, I talked to you, and I know we were against punching down, but I did want to focus on a few things since Carla seems to think that he somehow won, which he's out of his fucking mind because he didn't win anything. Quite frankly, I kicked his ass.
Okay.
And, I know his pride won't let him realize that.
Oh, that's projecting right there. Wow, is that projecting? His pride won't let him realize that. And meanwhile, all right, so I'll let the clip play and then we'll talk about it.
And, I know his pride won't let him realize that. But, it's true.
Does everything have to be a competition, John? Can't it just be a friendly conversation?
Yeah, DG knows that I kicked his ass, so he's just like, well, maybe we should look back at that and figure out who won.
Yeah, we'll call it a tie.
Yeah, maybe that's not a good strategy. So he's trying to give John an out right now. Listen to John here.
Huh?
I said, does everything have to be a competition?
Yes.
Oh, fair enough.
Yes.
Hey, that's a fair answer.
Okay.
Dave is podcasting poison, by the way. He's horrendous.
He's terrible. And I don't know what angle he's playing. I highly doubt he's in this for the reasons John thinks he's in this.
Sure,
but who even fucking knows?
Yeah.
So John decided on Thursday to do a rebuttal show without me being there. He's like, Carl thinks he won all these debates. Well, I'm going to tell him why he's wrong without me being there. Doesn't that kind of prove that I got to you, John?
It's just him in the mirror.
That you felt, yeah, right. He felt the need that he had to come back and do that. So I'm not even going to play any clips from that because it's just absurd. All the different reasons why I was wrong and he was right.
I'm smart.
You think you won?
I'm worthwhile.
I'll be writing letters to YouTube with Johnny Cush.
Right.
He probably will be.
He literally pointed to his head and he goes, you can't compete with this. His fucking wet brain, his fucking slip and slide of a brain, his fucking pool slide of a brain. He's just like, you can't compete with this. You'll slide right off it. Okay.
John is a sitcom character that doesn't see the irony, like why his lines are hilarious. Like
Right.
every time he points out his intelligence and his broadcasting prowess, it's sitcomish. If it was in a sitcom, you would think that's an unrealistic line for a human being to say.
Correct. And Mike, my plan was to get away from Stuttering John because I feel like he's overexposed right now. But the shit that he's doing this week, I'm like, oh, well, we got to talk about this because I'm going to let all of this go. The Thursday show, he felt wounded. He had to come back and he had to fight back. And okay, he's going to get the last word in and tell me that I was wrong. So Friday, can we get back to doing whatever it is you think you're going to do now that you're out of the Dabbleverse? Let's see how he starts the show yesterday on his show.
Why do they podcast WDTP?
Wow, here it says they found real zombies in Kenya. Oh, sorry. I'm just reading the National Enquirer. It's amazing all the incredible facts that you can get from the National Enquirer.
So he's showing
Is
the
this a
picture of
Gillian
me.
Keefe sketch you're playing? What is that? That was brilliant.
Showing the picture of me in the cow bikini again to start the show after the Why Do They Podcast thing. And he's reading the National Enquirer because one of the big things that really got to him, because he's talked about it a lot since then, is I read an excerpt from Mike Walker's book where Jay Leno said, why did we hire this guy? And they were talking about how they thought that John was the one who wrote the questions he asked celebrities. And when they found out he has no talent in him at all and no comedic sense, they were outraged that they offered him this job and took him away from Howard Stern because it was a terrible decision on their part. Anyone who works at The Tonight Show will tell you that. And John goes, oh, you can't believe what Mike Walker said. He's a known liar. Meanwhile, Mike Walker was on the Howard Stern Show every week for many, many years playing the Mike Walker game where they would read 3 stories. You had to pick out the one that was fake. And I don't know, everyone on the Stern Show is buying into the fact that Mike Walker knows a thing or two about behind the scenes in show business.
But not only that, his defense of all of this seems odd because he's like, he keeps saying over and over again, he wears it as like a badge of pride of some sort, where he's like, Jay Leno had nothing to do with my hiring. And it's like, well, isn't that a reason he would be pissed that you were hired?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
That
get why that's a
plays
defense.
directly into the narrative that I was presenting. The JL's like, why did we hire this guy? There was some executive at NBC who really liked him on that reality show he was on and thought he had all this to do with on the Howard Stern Show because John brags about he's a writer and he writes jokes. And then he gets there and it's just like, oh, you did none of these things. Okay.
You fell for it.
Gotcha.
No givesies backsies.
That's right.
I was talking about, we did a Creep Off bonus show yesterday that was really fantastic. And I was talking about there's this guy who was pretending to be a veterinarian and he performed a C-section on a chihuahua and the chihuahua ended up dying. And I'm like, what a weird thing to pretend you could do. Like I would never do that. But at least like a comedian, you can pretend you're funny and hope you luck into it. You know what I mean? Like maybe I'll write a joke. Who knows? It's possible.
I'm also a veterinarian.
All right. So now he's going to, and this is funny too, because John claims he doesn't go on Dabblers Anonymous. Now we know he's all over Reddit. And so he pulls this clip from Dabblers Anonymous where somebody showed Elisa Jordana's tweet. She tweeted out that she was hospitalized and John owes her all of this money for what happened when she went to Cape Coral and John blew her off and then they had to get a hotel and they had to pay for all this shit.
Plus, just think, if you're suffering from dehydration, there's no way that's going to cost you $2,000. Okay? No way. No fucking way. It's just an intravenous. I've had it done.
I was waiting for that.
$300. Is this girl? How crazy is this girl? First of all, Lisa, I'm not paying anything. I didn't tell you to get a hotel. You could have drove home. You guys weren't drunk. And I'm not paying for your fucking food. You would have had to eat anyway. What the fuck do you think? I was going to buy you food? You're out of your mind. I guess you don't know
fair.
me.
Yeah.
I know. It was kind of funny.
John is the biggest cunt.
He really is. So Elisa's fucking with him, obviously.
Yeah.
And I actually went on his show yesterday because they sent me the link. I went on for a little bit. We'll talk about that. But so he showed me that tweet. I go, well, Elisa She likes attention. She likes fucking with you. That's why she put that out. She doesn't actually expect you to pay $400 for a hotel, $300 for food. And John's so offended by this.
Oh, yeah.
And I love the fact that she wrote that she was hospitalized from dehydration and extreme exhaustion because it's falling out with John. It's like, John, why do you believe everything you read? You lie all the time. Did you expect other people to as well? You dummy?
I don't lie digitally.
Ma'am, I'm sorry to tell you, your exhaustion appears to be terminal.
We thought sleep would help it, but it is not helping it at all. All right. So this is funny because John wants to have Cardiff on the show because DG's busy this day, I guess. So he thought Cardiff was going to come on the show right away, and Cardiff was not there.
Let me send Cardiff the link one last time because if he doesn't want to come on, I don't give a fuck, to tell you the truth. But he said he was. He gave me his word. When I say I'm coming on a show, I come on. If he's not going to honor this request, then that's his problem.
When I text you $, I mean it.
Hold on a second, John. You literally decided to not come on my show after Kevin Brennan told you not to. I had to text him that he's a pussy in order for him to turn around in his car, come back and come on the show. And John's like, I'm a man of my word, unlike this Cardiff character.
But this is the problem with arguing with John, because he would say, but didn't I come on, Carl? And it's like, that's not the point.
That's not the point.
And that was a month ago.
You were
I deal with today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. You were definitely not going to come on after you promised that you would, after we had agreed to you coming on. I love what John's doing now. And I don't know if he'll ever leave the Dabbleverse now. I think he lives in it now. Because anyone who's watching a show who's giving him money is a WATP listener. And John is so easy to trigger when he reads these comments that come in.
Let's see. Mason in Portland, thanks for the $5. You're sick, John. When were these crimes against women's side? What crimes, Mason? Tell me what crimes. What did I do to anybody? She comes in with a blaring freaking speaker, won't turn it off. The bartender tells her to turn it off. The freaking patrons tell her to turn it off. I tell her to turn it off. She won't turn it off, so I get the hell out of there. Then she comes by my house.
That's what any Karen would do.
Yeah, I know.
Detroit Dabbler, thanks for the $5. John, you were very rude to OJ and B Dabbler. You should apologize. They are both beloved Dabbleverse OGs. It would be wise to treat them with respect. Fuck you. Not treat the Dabbleverse. The Detroit Dabbler. Oh, God.
What I love about this is that John got out of this. He was done. And when he left, the Dabbleverse was on life support. It was over. It was
Cardiff was in tears.
It was ending. No, I mean back in November of last year.
Oh, okay. I was in tears.
He ended the Dabbleverse. It was over.
Oh, yeah.
And now he came back in, and this is where he lives now. Like, he brought it back.
I bought a house here.
He brought back the Dabbleverse, and now he lives in it, and he can't get out of it. He's stuck in the Dabbleverse. It's fucking incredible. He's like reading his comments. He's like, "Fuck you, fuck you." Like he doesn't get that people are fucking with him all the time, and then all the shit. Well, then why did Vinny say you called his wife a bitch?
John versus the rest of the world.
Yes, that's who he needs to team up with. Fuck Zubak. He's gonna team up with Tom Myers.
It would be fascinating if you could get a sober John explain it, like, you know, douse him with truth serum or something. Get him to explain, because he really believed on Tuesday, like, I'm done forever.
Yeah.
And then by fucking Wednesday, he's back. Yeah. It's crazy.
It's crazy. You know what I think happened? I could be wrong about this because he's left. I think he still has the video up from our conversation on Tuesday on his YouTube channel, and he takes everything else down. But if it's not, you can always find it on our Patreon, patreon.com/whoarethespodcasts. Not the point. The point is, I'm guessing John went back and watched that again and went, holy shit, I look terrible at this. Carl fucking got over. So then he's like, well, I have to do a rebuttal episode. And so he did all this research and he did all this stuff. Like, one of the big gotcha moments he had, I explained to him that intro thing with the walrus guy is stupid because I never wear a flannel shirt. I just wear t-shirts when I'm on my show all the time, and I wear glasses. It's not how I look at all. So John's big gotcha moment was he found a photo of me from LinkedIn when I used to be like a business professional, where I was wearing a flannel button up and I wasn't wearing glasses. And he goes, "That's what I sent my guy. That's why he did that. Hypocrite." I'm like, "No, but John, the point is that people know me from who are these podcasts. That's how people know."
You're wearing a flannel shirt, and I don't see well. Chris, could you tell me, has he wiped the egg off his face yet? Because it's pretty embarrassing.
It's on his tusks.
He burned
All right.
you.
What I love about what's happening on John's show now, and I'll admit, I did tune into this at some point yesterday afternoon. I am so in John's head. Whenever he goes back to his old mannerisms that I make fun of, he immediately thinks of me and then has to explain why he's doing it or call me out or something.
I know that Cardiff is trolling me. I know that he is. But I like him. I find him funny.
You shouldn't.
So as long as I can troll him back by kicking him out, although he got a little
That's not
butthurt.
what trolling is.
No.
Well, hold on a second. So he's doing air quotes for the word butthurt right now.
Yeah.
Got a little butthurt. Chicken Little Syndrome. Cardiff might just have a life outside the verse. You know, I love when Carlo, he's making fun of me for doing this. Oh, okay, how about this? Please.
Got you again.
Got me again on that one. But you see how immediately he realized he was
Yeah.
doing the stupid air quote things?
Yep.
It didn't make any fucking sense. And so he's like, "Oh, and then Carla, he's also a socks and stuff, right?
So take this.
you have to take this." And then it happens. Oh, go ahead, Mike.
I also like the way he's changed the word trolling, where he's like,
Yeah.
Cardiff trolls me by making fun of me unknowingly. I troll him by kicking him off. It's like, I'll also be trolling at the store later. It just means everything. Trolling
Yeah,
is no
right. It's
the
actual
new
definition.
cuck.
It's a new sycophant.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. All right. So again, I am in his head because as soon as he starts fucking around, he can't run his own show. He knows that I'm going to clip this and play it and goof on him. And he's got to get ahead of it.
Let me find my history here. Let me see if I can find it. Full history. Where is the Vice show? Oh, look. John wasn't prepared. Oh, this is why we... Carla. This is why we goof on John, because he doesn't know how to work stuff. You mean like you? According to Vinnie Paulino, you didn't know what the fuck you were doing. And then you didn't even know your fucking password that you had to get on. And you were blaming Vince, and you called Vince's wife a bitch. So please, you hypocrite. Jesus. A little self-awareness, please, Carla.
That's a good
You
one.
can do it.
Does he
You
think
can
you're
do
in
it,
the room with
Carla.
him?
Yes.
Little self-awareness? I think, though. Oh, I know how I can find it. Yeah, let's look. Fucking guy. No self-awareness whatsoever.
You really broke him.
Because he knows technology now doesn't mean he knew it then. Because he didn't know it then.
Yeah, obviously.
Oh, so he's going to the past? Huh. Seems like a hypocrite.
He's so stupid. He's so
Isn't
fucking.
that-
Go on.
Isn't that just how learning things works? Like,
Look, I'll explain it because I don't think he understood the clip that somebody played him from me on the creep off. At Vinny's studio, which is at Comedy at the Carlson, the Wi-Fi fucking blows. It doesn't fucking work. So he is hardwired into the internet with an Ethernet jack. I don't have that for my machine when I'm over there. So I wanted to email him a link and I couldn't get on the fucking internet. And so I had to get on a different Wi-Fi network I didn't have a password to, and John's going, "This guy doesn't even understand how the fucking internet works."
I would have loved to seen John in that situation.
No shit. No fucking shit. Can I just write it down on a Post-it note and give it to you? Is that a good way to give you a link?
Can I'll Venmo it to you.
And John is so stupid that he sees this clip, and Vinny and I were fighting. It's not real, obviously, but we were fighting over me calling out his wife, who's the sweetest person in the world. I love Jess, but it's so stupid because he sees that, he's like, and then you can't figure out the Wi-Fi password, and you call his wife a bitch? Right. What does that have to do with anything?
she's a sweet lady.
Yeah, I know.
He decided halfway through that he didn't have enough.
Yeah, he did nothing.
Also, you're a jerk.
I'm so in his head. It's got to be torturous to run his show now, knowing every time he fucks up, starts stammering, fucking things up.
Well, it could drive a man to drink.
Let's hope that doesn't happen.
Oh no! But as a premise, it doesn't work because he's saying at one time you didn't know how to run technology, even though you do now. It's like you think you're good at math? Well, I happen to have your second grade report card here. Is that an unsatisfactory? I see.
Yeah, so he's confirming that you improved exponentially.
Yeah. Amish Space Force says Alex Stein worked John pretty hard today. He had to cut him loose. Interesting. So Alex Stein was the guest on Beer on the Balcony because yesterday he didn't have a guest lined up yet.
Yeah.
So he must have gotten Alex Stein last minute. Oh, I got to watch that. That's exciting. It's a little teaser for the next episode, I suppose. All right. So apparently John's only income right now, because he's not substitute teaching, he's not doing stand-up, his only source of income right now are WATP listeners who are giving him super chats.
Right.
Let's see. I'm sorry. There we go. Let me get to the super chats here. Yeah, let's see. I tried to call KC today. Cool Cut Casting, thanks for the best. You told Carl you wouldn't do Hypocrisy Police anymore. I changed my mind.
Hypocrite.
Yeah, right?
Am I allowed? Tom Brady said he was retiring and then came back. Is he allowed?
Get some furniture.
I was just going to say that. Fucking reverb is impressive.
Or do we have to stick to everything that we say that we're going to do?
Do.
It is true. The greats
It's
like
right
Tom
there,
Brady
bro.
and
It's
John
like you didn't
Melendez
fight
pulled
back.
back.
I know, he just I came out of retirement.
Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, myself.
At least Brady got a head coach fired before he came out of retirement. This asshole just decided the next day, like, no, you know what? This is my only way I make money. I'm just going to keep doing it.
I thought long and hard on it.
I consulted with a bunch of people, DG, Cardiff.
Detroit Dabbler, thanks to us. You fight back when Carl was actually there. I did fight back with Carl. I called him out for the Inquirer. Fuck off. You kidding me? I called him out for so much shit.
Look at the super stickers up there. It's 99 cents Canadian, and it comes from a person named, first name Nee, second name Gears, third name News. John goes, I'm not going to read that. Good move, John. He's catching
Smart.
up.
Yeah, he's
I
learning.
don't like the news.
The word knee rarely leads to good things on your YouTube channel. People are starting to catch on a little bit. Okay, this is the greatest moment. I was watching this live, and I was like, I didn't want to do a John segment today. And then I saw this, and I went, well, I'm going to definitely have to talk about this. So
ropes
finally,
you in.
Cardiff joins the show. Or does he? It's so obvious this is not Cardiff, and John just fucking falls for it.
Cardiff Electric. Hey, Cardiff.
Oh, hello, John.
How are you, pal?
Good. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. You sound crystal clear.
Oh, good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So let's just say I hope you enjoyed my appearance on your show.
Oh, John, it was a work of art. You were great.
Oh, that Cardiff.
I hope, no, seriously, I hope you liked it.
No, you were fantastic, John. We loved it.
What was your favorite moment from that show?
Probably when you took a piss,
Why?
Why?
because it was fun. Got to see your environment and you pissing.
I thought it was our incredible, I thought we had great conversation.
Yes, we did. However, John, I did not like how you treated my good friend OJ.
Oh, come on. I was kidding.
So John has the bar set so low. What was your favorite part about me being drunk on the stream the other night? And he's like, I don't know, when you took a piss? And John's just like, well, what about the other things, though, too? Do you remember them, John? Do you want to name one?
I gotta say though, the whole time, I actually was also listening to this live, and
Okay.
the whole time I was like, "What am I? What bit is John doing here?" Because clearly it wasn't Cardiff, but I was like, obviously John's playing along. There's no way. I think higher of him, and he reduces that every day. It's annoying.
It was so insane because there was that Disco Bob douchebag in the chat, just in all caps going, that's not the real Cardiff. I'm like, what are you fucking, I was already, shh. Like, what are you trying to do here? Like, everyone's having fun except for you, retard. What are you doing right now?
You forgot to give us homework, ma'am.
Yeah, like, shut up. We're doing something right now. I just couldn't believe that, because, yeah, just like you, I'm like, well, that's obviously not. As soon as it came out, it doesn't look like Cardiff, doesn't sound like Cardiff. John, I mean, this tells you a lot. And I think that Obnoxious John, OJ, who's playing Cardiff right here, figured that John would catch on very quickly. So they didn't know what to do. So he finally had to just reveal it to John.
How about them Yankees?
Just to let him know.
And then I gave you some psychotherapy. It was nothing bad. So Brian Cloud, it's always nice to see the real Cardiff. Yeah. Yes. You have a lot of fans, Cardiff.
I know. They love me. As they love you, John.
So what else? What else is going on in the Dabbleverse?
Great question.
Oh, well, John, what is going on right now is you are not talking to Cardiff Electric.
Oh, really?
No, this is not Cardiff. I am not.
Oh. Wow.
Yes.
Way to roll with
Obnoxious
it.
John.
Really? It sounds like Cardiff.
Does it?
No, it doesn't.
No, this is really Obnoxious John.
Oh, that's a great impression.
Nope. No, it's not. You're just a dolt.
Yeah.
John. You're just an idiot.
Yeah, you fall for everything.
All right.
I gotta say, I loved the bit, but I really wish Obnoxious John stuck it out for the real Cardiff to come in and say, John, that's an imposter.
You're right.
Potato Wars.
That would have been
I'm the real
hilarious.
Cardiff. John has to murder one and decide which one's real.
That would have been funny. So you're right. Cardiff does join the show.
Well, John's so dumb, we can actually do that. We can still do
Still
it.
do it. Yeah, no
He'll
shit.
fall for it again.
Okay, good.
Oh, I can be Cardiff too. Oh, hello. Yes.
Yeah, but have glasses on.
And my crooked fucking teeth. Hey, Cardiff. Oh, hello.
Hi, John.
I thought you were from Minnesota. All right. So then Cardiff does show up on the show. And so OJ turns into candy corn and an orange and a couple other things. Of
course.
And then Tukey shows up with the greatest arrival to ever happen on a podcast, in my humble opinion.
See, now, Cardiff, OJ, I like you two a lot more than this guy.
Hey, what's up, my?
He was going to say ninja.
When I saw that in real time, I fucking lost my mind. Now, quick peek behind the scenes, because Tukey's hilarious. He's the one who kicked himself off because he set that whole thing up to make it look like. He'll be live in Detroit with us September 15th, WATPlive.com.
Doing things like that.
Fucking amazing.
You know it was Tukey because there's no way John had that good of timing.
No.
Yeah, of course. Oh, so funny. Okay, so then Tukey comes back on, and they pull up that picture of me that John used to base the walrus guy off of, and they decide to play a fun game. And I'm excited to play along with them, but I'm going to do it in my mind. I want to hear what they come up with, because they're going to come up with as many jokes about me as they can. So we get to see John's mind, his comedic mind, work in real time. Let's see what kind of roast jokes he can come up with off the cuff. This is a guy, head writer for the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar roast.
This is a guy who wrote Fatty Patty.
He wrote Fatty Patty off the cuff.
Off the cuff.
Still can't remember how it goes, which I'll show you in a minute. But this is incredible right here.
I was gonna say, how many insults can we come up just based on that photo alone?
Okay, let's hold on. Let me find it again.
And Cardiff came up with the idea. John didn't even come up with the idea. And I just want to point out, if people who are watching this right now, this is exactly what Opie turned into. Both
Yes.
John and Opie both turned into talking to puppets and animations.
And letting them run the show.
And letting that being the most entertaining show they've ever done.
Right.
When all of a sudden it's like a fucking potato and a puppet on there, and it's just like, whoa, now we're having fun. Yeah, because you have no fucking talent. Not that I don't mind having these guys on the show. But.
Right.
Fun game we can play.
Yes, it is. Hold on.
I got dibs on weak chin. Weak
Yeah,
chin.
oh, that's right.
Cardiff.
Okay, hold on. Let me get it back.
Oh, he got him. That's where I was gonna go. Ha! Well, I said it first.
Okay, hold on.
Start thinking, too. It's not. It's easy. This is the easiest game we can play. But he's so handsome.
Thanks, Duke.
Get rid of this troll. Talk about John. Oh, good.
All right, hold on. Hold on, I'm getting it. Don't worry.
Why didn't the kiss lead to more, John? With you and Robin?
Oh my God.
Okay, hold on.
Why didn't the kiss with Robin lead to more, John? Why'd you stop there?
Because I think because I was dating Karen, maybe.
Oh, Karen.
One too many, John.
Karen was beautiful.
Yeah, but she was a bummer.
All right, now my photo's up
There
here.
he
Let's
is.
go. Here we go.
Perfect.
And
She was no Susanna.
and go.
Yeah, he does have a weird chin, doesn't he?
Weak. It's a weak chin.
Good
How
observation,
about Vinny the
John.
Chinless?
Look at the
Whoa.
bags under the eyes. Can we
about
focus
Winnie
on the
the Chinless?
bags?
Let's see. J.C. Penney.
Great hairline.
J.C. Penney hamburger, that fucking shirt he must have got from J.C. Penney.
John, I think he got it from J.C. Penniless.
Yes.
Whoa.
Or did he get it from the Gap, which goes with his fucking teeth?
Oh,
Whoa.
There we go.
My teeth don't have a gap.
Oh, damn.
That's not.
The one thing right with them.
That's the one thing
thought
I
he was
don't
onto
have.
something.
It's one thing I don't have going on in my teeth is a gap. He's just like, yeah, he's got shitty teeth, so there's a gap, right? No. I was watching this at home and I wanted to be like, come on, you could do better than that. Jesus Christ. All right. There's still more, though. So far, he's come up with J.C. Penney hamburger.
Yes.
And I bought it at the Gap. Okay. Let's see what else he's got.
good one. We're good here. Non-symmetrical ears. Old non-symmetrical ears, Carl. How about that?
Or maybe it's a bootleg shirt.
Oh, that's it. Hold on.
All right.
I have an idea.
How about it? Looks like he. Let's see.
This is Chip
Hold on.
Chipperson. Wait, I got
Why
it.
is the right eye so droopy? Is that where?
Holy shit, Mike. You're right.
Hold on, I got one.
This is exactly Chip Chipperson. Holy shit. I have to watch that part.
He's got a fucking teeth or something.
Yeah. I have to watch this again now. I can't believe I didn't pick up on this.
Or maybe it's a bootleg shirt.
Oh, that's it. Hold on. How about it? Looks like he. Let's see. Hold on.
Why is the right eye so droopy? Is that where the forceps grabbed him and ripped him out when he was being born?
Curtis, you got to let John leave him hanging out to dry there, dummy.
Hey, my chicken just got here.
Home run, Cumia, home run.
He never came up with anything. I love that Cardiff set up that game because he knew he would
Of course.
show that John has nothing. But Cardiff should have just let him.
Yeah.
Even Tukey knew to just get out of the way on that one. Like,
Yeah, the only time dead air is okay.
yeah, that was the
Right,
time to
right.
just let John flail for a minute and see what happens.
Hold on, it's coming to me, this cocksucker.
I got too many jokes. I can't get them out.
Right, there's too many
Clogging it up.
about this guy. So then John gets KFC delivered to his door. He goes and gets it. He comes back, and now he's finally got his joke for me. He's finally got one. You guys,
He asked the delivery guy. He got a joke.
You got any good lines?
The new Leonard Nimoy is hosting In Search Of. This episode, looking for Carl's chin. Nice. Thanks for the $5. You have to love this effing potato.
Leonard who? Hold on, I gotta hear that. I gotta hear that one again. He could not spit that one out. It wouldn't have been a funny joke if he did.
No.
Not even close. But he missed this by a mile.
The new Leonard Nimoy is hosting In Search Of. This episode, looking for Carl's chin.
And every joke has been about my chin because Cardiff planted that seed.
Yes, the great Leonard Nimoy.
Wow.
Whatever the fuck he said.
Wow. Okay. So all of these puppets and animations are fucking with John, and they decide it's song time. And this just gets fucking incredible here.
This is the best episode of Sesame Street ever.
I think so.
If you think too much, can we get a 4-piece ensemble of Fatty Patty? You ready, everybody? 2,
Oh, you want me to get my guitar?
3, 4. Fatty Patty.
Just changing the melody again. He does not know the melody to his own song that he's proud of. Now he's singing Fatty Patty.
Well, I think this is like part 3, like the wall.
Okay, yeah, good point. Yeah.
That's a good point.
I don't know.
I think so.
If you think too much, can we get a 4-piece ensemble of Fatty Patty? You ready, everybody? 2,
Oh, you want me to get my guitar?
3, 4. Fatty Patty.
Patty, Patty.
Can we do like a row your boat where some of us start?
There we
Like
go.
we all start
Okay.
at different times?
Patty.
Actually,
Patty.
I honestly think we should try the row boat your thing.
Yeah, I want to do that. What if we just went like fatty, patty?
No. I mean, let's do row your boat.
Oh, okay. Let's just do row your boat.
Go, John.
Row your boat with that.
Row your boat.
No, John first. We're going in order of celebrity status. So John, then me, then OJ, then Tukey. Go, John.
You have celebrity status, Cardiff?
Yes, go,
You
John.
got the joke,
Sorry.
John.
Okay. Fatty.
No, row your boat. That's the only song we know.
Where were we?
Chicken and soda.
Row your boat gently down the street.
Row your boat.
Merrily,
row your boat.
Merrily, life is but a dream.
Merrily,
Row your boat gently down the stream.
row your boat.
Merrily, life is but a dream.
I don't know how to feel.
It's the funniest thing that's ever happened on John's show by far. Like, not even close.
Anytime John's pontificating about his career, can we just play that clip?
Yes.
All right, I want you all to listen to what the lyrics that Tukey is singing on this part here at the end.
Row your boat gently down the stream.
row your boat.
Merrily, life is but a dream. Row your boat gently down the stream.
Row your boat.
Merrily, life is but a dream.
John is a drunk. Tukey gets in so many fucking great lines calling John a drunk to his face. It really is a lot of fun.
Tukey's trolling John now.
What? Not Tukey.
I'm just throwing
Tukey
it
likes
out there.
John more than a friend. Everyone knows that.
Cock sucker.
Okay, so I'm in there and they're talking about Kevin Brennan, and I just put a little post up. I just say FKB. And then John brings it up on the screen and he goes, "Is this the real Carl?" And immediately it's like, send him the link. He's watching the show. Send him the link. Watch how reluctant John is to send me the link. And he does one of his tells that I've been picking up on recently.
Is this really Carla? Mm-hmm. Oh, he doesn't like.
Hi, Brennan.
He doesn't like Kevin either.
Send him a link.
Who,
I
Carla?
can tell you why.
You want me to
What
send
is-
Carla a link?
Yeah, sure, but yeah, okay.
I want KFC.
He's so scared of me. So OJ goes, send him the link. And John goes, who? The guy you were just talking about.
Talking to me?
So fucking funny. And then, Carter, do you want me to send him the link? John's like, yeah. He is so afraid to talk to me.
I guess, but tell him to be nice.
Right. Okay. So then I come on to explain why I'm angry with KB and John should be too. Because obviously it would have ruined our shows that we had together. We had 2 great shows together, him and I, and KB tried to ruin it. And so I thought this was an appropriate comparison that I made.
Okay, so everybody doesn't like Kevin Brennan except for me? Is that what I'm getting?
You should be pissing him too, because those 2 shows that we did together were great. First off, we can all agree on that. And they also put some money in our pockets, John. He tried to fuck it up.
But Carl, he didn't succeed, so I don't care. I mean, I did it.
All right, but Hitler didn't take over the world, but he tried to. What do you mean you're not mad because he didn't succeed? That's not a good reason. I thought that was a pretty good comparison. KB,
It's a good
Hitler,
point,
you know? Right. It's the intent that really is the problem here. I'm not saying that KB killed as many Jews.
We don't
Probably
know that,
wants
though.
to.
Everybody loves
We
the
don't know that he
rats.
didn't.
We don't know, right? We don't know. There have been a lot of history books written about KB just yet. We're not there yet, so we don't know. So John goes on to talk about my house a lot.
Yeah,
John
this was
knows
weird.
the square footage. He knows how much I paid for it. He knows the difference between what I paid for mine and what he paid for his. He talks about my pool. He talks about the freshwater canal and my. Okay, now I'm just showing off. The point is that he explains that his house to my house is exactly 1.4 miles. And I'm like, dude, this is getting weird. And so this super chat shows up. He does not understand.
Oh, nice. Thank you for $2, Carl. Check your windows for nose prints. I don't know what that means.
It means you're peeking into my windows.
We just drove by. I was just curious to see how far I was away from you. Stuttering John struck. Thanks for $5. Carl's gonna end up chauffeuring John around since John is a carless loser.
Okay, so that got really weird when John was talking about all of that. So
I'm enjoying this "What about Bob" situation that is orchestrating itself down in Florida. There's no way he doesn't end up at your house at some point.
I'm not digging it.
it's so weird. So producer Chris and I are going down to my house tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we've been invited to meet up with John at a bar, and he's going to buy us a round of drink. I don't know if he knows that you're going to be there. That might be one too many drinks for him to order.
Right.
But
This guy likes tequila. I'm going to have to finance this.
Separate checks, please.
Yeah, right.
we will not be going to that. I brought it up to my wife, and she had this look of horror on her face. I'm like, no, we're not going to go meet up with John. She's like, okay, thank God.
Yeah.
John, my wife does not like you. I don't know if you know this, but you talked about how I was cheating on her, and then you were flirting with her when you were pretending that was her in your chat room. Like, you're a creep.
Yeah, and you
You're
told him all
fucking-
that in confidence.
You're a weird fucking creep, John. We don't like you. We don't want to hang out with you. It's not going to happen. And I don't need. He thinks that like a round of drinks is the greatest thing anyone could ever accomplish. I'm flying to my new house, and I need a round of drinks from Stuttering John. Anyway, my favorite super chat that came up during all of this. Someone wrote, "John looks like doesn't go to the Jim Henson," which was hilarious. So I went on to ask John if he would do, because that was the other thing, John. And I didn't want to pull all the clips of me talking to John because it gets very confusing. So I'll just tell you what happened. John goes on to say, because he's letting me promote our live show. He goes, "Carl, do you want me to go? I mean, if you want to pay me, I'll come to your show." I go, "John, it's going to sell out without you. We don't need you there."
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. But I said, we should do a roast. We did a roast of Carl and Vinny. You could have two different people be the headliners of a roast. Everyone goofs on everyone. And let's do John and Shuley. We'll sell out a theater. It'll be amazing. We'll have the roast of John and Shuley. And John is such a chicken shit. His response was, "Oh, I can't be in the same room with Shuley without kicking his ass. I would get physically violent."
Well, he
I
sounded
wouldn't be able
like
to
an
control
animal.
myself.
Yeah, he sounded like an animal when he was saying that, because he's also a guy that's like, no violence. And then if you bring that up to him in a month or whatever, he's gonna say, "I was kidding around."
Right.
I wasn't actually, but he was very serious.
Yeah, he's just a chicken shit who knows he can't write a joke to save his life.
Right.
And so he just tries to find a way to get out of it. And I even said, I go, "Well, bring security in. Well, whatever we have to do to make sure that doesn't happen." And he just, it's so weird because no one has said more rude things to John's face than me. And for some reason, he's more mad at Shuley than he is at me for some reason. He's like, I would do a roast with you, but not Shuley. Have you seen now the Vice Dark Side of the 2000s Shock Jock 2-part series?
I have not seen all of it yet.
John has played.
Okay, so
Yes,
I've watched
seen
both
pieces.
episodes. And it's insane because Vice is a shit organization. A lot of people don't know this, but Vice is owned by Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabian government owns Vice.
My God.
Yeah, take that one for what it's worth. So Vice decided to create this documentary where they get all of the opinions about Opie and Anthony from Stuttering John and some guy who had a podcast that I actually enjoyed, but the guy turns out to be kind of a piece of shit. But what's crazy is the big gotcha at the end of all of this, a 2-part series where they talk about how Opie and Anthony went on to fail miserably and Howard's still at the top of his game, and they're showing like how amazing Howard is. And it's like, Howard's show is unlistenable. I don't know what you're talking about, but okay, if you say so. But the big gotcha moment at the end is they show Anthony's Danny Brand video where they're in Anthony's living room and him and his girlfriend are having an argument. I don't know how they get that cleared to show that on television. It seems illegal. They would just show a video that somebody took from somebody's house when they're in the middle of an argument. I don't know why that's appropriate.
Why do you make this distinction that television is any different than YouTube now? It's Vice.
Yeah,
Hulu.
no, you're probably right. When I worked at E-Bombs World, we got a TV show pilot. And we had to clear every single video that we played. We had to get it cleared with all the people who were in the video. It was a big deal. And I just figured that that's still what's going on now. But apparently...
Yeah, it's not exactly Tom Brokaw Nightly News.
No, obviously not. So they play that video, and then for some reason, because I think John's the one who gave him that video, then for some reason that transitions into John going, "And he made fun of my kid." And what's nuts about it, this is the way that the whole series ends, is they show the tweet that Anthony put out that shows John's trans son with the tweet that says, "This is the funniest thing John has ever made." Okay. And John is like up in arms with how offensive this is and how detrimental this is to his child and his family, and yet he puts it on television. So my point to everyone is that John is a fucking phony if he wants to pretend that was offensive and hurt him or his family, because he couldn't wait for the gotcha moment to get back at Anthony and put that on television for everyone to see. If it was really that terrible, he wouldn't want more eyeballs on it. He would want fewer eyeballs on it. And he's still bringing it up.
He seems like the kind of guy who would literally shoot himself in the foot.
Yes. Yeah.
If you do remember, during his hiatus, that was one of his rare tweets when he went out soliciting for a screenshot of that tweet.
Oh,
yes.
So I believe he provided it. Yeah.
He definitely provided it because, yeah, he was looking for that. And I don't know why they have Stuttering John commenting on what happened to Opie and Anthony. He wasn't a part of it, and he's got an agenda.
And he says he had no idea. He knew so little about the Opie and Anthony show that he didn't know Anthony was racist.
He didn't know Anthony was racist. He didn't know he was fired from the show. He did Anthony's show 10 times. He thought he was going to be the co-host. He was hoping to become the co-host.
Right.
And when I call him out on that now, he goes, "Well, I didn't know. I didn't know any of this stuff."
Yeah.
And now he's on Vice
As the expert consultant.
as the expert on the Opie and Anthony show and Anthony Cumia. Just fucking insane.
Should have called me.
Yes, Cardiff would have been a more legit person, even Tukey. Especially Tukey.
Oh.
Just imagine how horrible you would assume a documentary is if you found out they got any information from Stuttering John.
Well, I don't have any respect for Vice.
Sure.
But I happen to know a lot about everything they were covering in this with Howard and Mancow. And that was the other thing, too. John claims he didn't know that Howard talked about fucking Mancow's dead father's skull.
Right.
He's like, "I don't remember that at all." It's like, what do you mean? How do you not remember that? You were on the show. I think, Cardiff, you were calling him out on this. Mm-hmm. He was on Howard Stern at the time of this. He's like, "I didn't know about that."
He said he was answering phones, which I imagine a lot of the calls were about that topic.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, it may have come up.
Who are these podcasts?